Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about 9 huge lies about buying a $100,000 camper van that nobody talks about. Now there are a lot of misconceptions and myths about buying a high-end RV. Some of these misconceptions come from RV dealerships, while others are commonly seen on YouTube. Whew, I tried my best to do this outside, y'all, but we're in a heat wave and I am hot, so let's go inside. Oh my goodness. That is so much better. We're gonna take you through these lies and misconceptions to help you better prepare for when you're buying your first or your next RV. But first, we're getting super close, y'all, to our 200,000 subscriber milestone. If you haven't done so, take a second, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you keep getting some of the best travel, RV, and adventure content out there. And we thank you. So we bought our camper van, Desert Snow, almost 3 years ago, and we made our share of mistakes during the process, including falling for some of the lies and misconceptions we're gonna be talking about today.
Now, did we make a mistake in buying Desert Snow at all? And the answer is absolutely not. We love Desert Snow, love living in Desert Snow. And Tanya's right, we definitely made mistakes during the buying process, and we would do things differently today if we knew now, but we didn't know then.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. Lie number 1, camper vans and RVs are meant and built to be lived in full time. You know, RVs are not made to be lived in full time, and that includes the $100,000 and up camper vans like our rig, Desert Snow. Now, an RV stands for recreational vehicle, so technically you shouldn't be living in it full time. Instead, you should be enjoying it recreationally, like summer trips or special trips or part time.
And of course, we recognize that a ton of people live in their camper vans or RVs full time. That's just a reality. You see it in YouTube all the time, of course. But the reality also is that puts a lot of strain, wear and tear on everything within your home on wheels that they may not be really designed for.
Lie number 2, an RV or camper van will not have many maintenance or repair issues.
There's a perception that if you pay up for a high-end camper van or RV, let's say something over $100,000, and we recognize, of course, they can be much more expensive than that, but that you won't have the same repair or maintenance issues. And that's not the case at all, based on our own experience here in Desert Snow, but also with fellow RVers and their own experience in some of the higher-end RVs. When you buy an RV, no matter what the cost is, you need to be prepared for regular maintenance and repair issues.
Now, while we love our camper van, Desert Snow, we have had our fair shares of issues since we bought him back in October 2021. And a lot of that may have to do with he was a brand new model. Quick question for you, by the way, and I know you probably can relate to this. If you've had a brand new model RV before, what issues have you had? Let me know in the comments below. Yes, Desert Snow has been in and out of the shop getting repairs and warranty work done the entire time that we owned him. Now, to be fair, we are in Desert Snow living in the cold of winter and the heat of summer. We do off-roading, so that tends to put a lot of stress and wear and tear on an RV such as this. So the reality is that a higher end RV could have even more repair work than, say, a cheaper RV, especially if it has all those bells and whistles.
No, that's true. The fancier the systems you have, like the more power systems you have, like even just like a power awning or power steps.
Or those fancy blinds that come down.
Exactly. Just some more things that could actually go wrong and break.
Lie number 3, you can rely on your dealer's comprehensive inspection when you accept delivery of or pick up your new RV from your dealership. In our experience, this is a big lie. We highly recommend hiring your own inspector to do your comprehensive inspection. Y'all, we made a huge mistake by not hiring our own RV inspector and instead relied on what our RV salesperson said was their 117-point inspection of our RV.
And we should have known better, especially when we asked them to see the results of their detailed 117-point inspection. And they told us that their process and inspection were actually confidential, and so they wouldn't share it with us. I mean, that should have kind of raised red flags, obviously, but we were super excited in the process, our new RV. And so we were ready to pick up Desert Snow and take them out.
Hit the road.
Exactly. And we definitely could have saved ourselves a lot of headaches if we had hired our own inspector and actually had that inspector do our own inspection before we accepted delivery. And this is even more true if you're buying, say, a used RV. If you're buying a used RV, definitely do not rely on someone else's inspection of that or claims about that. Hire your own certified inspector.
All right, so I have to say this, but a very simple miss for us was the solar panels. They weren't plugged in. As a matter of fact, they were still zip tied to the roof rack, so they couldn't even reach the plug, which means they had not checked the solar panels to make sure they worked.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it is embarrassing to admit how long it took us to realize that our solar panels weren't plugged in. Yeah, we were a brand new RVers first time,
yeah.
right? But it took us a long time.
Lie number 4. If you have an issue with your RV, after you accept it from the dealer and drive it off of the lot, the dealer has an obligation to repair it.
This is not true. Your dealer will generally have no obligation to repair your RV once you accept it and drive it off the lot. Your sales documentation will typically provide a warranty disclaimer that effectively disclaims all warranty obligations on behalf of the dealer. And that also includes their inspection as well. Whatever inspection they do before you pick it up, they're making no warranties about that. So once you drive it off the lot, it's not their issue, it's your issue.
You're on your own.
And actually, in our case, with our new model, Desert Snow, we relied heavily on our warranty coverage from Winnebago. And fortunately, I gotta say, Winnebago treated us very well during our warranty period.
Absolutely. Lie number 5. Your RV dealer will quickly get your warranty and repair work done. This is not necessarily true. Even if you just spent $100,000+ with a dealer on your new camper van, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is not true at all. Many RV dealers are booked solid with RV repair and warranty work. And in addition to that, if you have something wrong but has warranty coverage, you need to get the manufacturer's approval for that coverage. Then once you get approval, then the dealer needs to actually order the parts for the repair. That can take a long time as well.
Yep. So as a result, if you're full-time, you may effectively be homeless until that repair work is complete, which means you may have to find alternate means of living, whether it's a hotel, friends, or Airbnbs. Airbnbs have been our best friends while we're traveling the road when we had to have repair situations done. And if we have pets, which we do, you're limited to pet-friendly Airbnbs, making it even harder to find that place to stay. But you know what? You do what you gotta do for the things you love to do. Lie number 6. An RV salesperson is your friend, and they will look out for your best interest.
Now this one may seem more obvious, but it's still very important. Your RV salesperson is looking to sell you that high-end RV. They are not your friend, not necessarily your friend at all, and they may not be looking out for your best interests.
That's true. I mean, like you said, a salesperson's job typically is to make a sale. And if you're looking at a high-end vehicle, that's more commission for them. Therefore, they're definitely going to try to do whatever they can do to make that sale. You need to protect yourself. You know, for example, we mentioned above, you need to hire your own certified inspector. Take your time. Don't let the salesperson rush you through the pre-delivery or the inspection process. Ask a lot of questions and definitely understand the documents you're signing before signing them.
Right, no, absolutely. And this may seem obvious, but in the excitement of the RV purchase, I mean, it happened to us. We arrived, we were so excited for our first RV.
Ready to hit the road.
Right, exactly, ready to hit the road. So we're kind of, we should have been probably reading through the documents more carefully and things like that, spending more time really inspecting Desert Snow. Because really the goal of the RV dealer, the salesperson, is get that rig, get the deal closed and get that rig off the property as quickly as possible. And we were excited. We did not take as much time as we probably should have.
But the one good thing out of all that is we knew what the warranty was, and so effectively any issues that we had, we knew we were covered. Lie number 7. $100,000 plus camper van will be just like a brick and mortar home, except mobile and on wheels.
You hear all the time about RVs being described as homes on wheels. Now, don't be naive, however, to expect that that home on wheels will be anything like what you have in a brick and mortar home. The amenities will generally be far less. Of course, it depends on what kind of RV you have, but for van dwellers like ourselves, you need to expect to make quite a bit of sacrifices living in that tiny space on wheels.
For example, our kitchen is small. We don't have an oven, we don't have a convection oven, which means I have to get creative cooking inside and outside. I do love cooking on my Dutch oven, which if you haven't seen my recipe on a seafood boil outside under the fire, you might want to go check that out. And let me not get started on this bathroom, y'all. If you've watched any of our videos, of our tour videos, you know what I'm talking about. But for those that haven't, it's a small bathroom. So I am a hippie lady. I think a man designed this bathroom because I got to get creative to use it. I got to put one leg in the kitchen sink and the other in the bathroom just to use it. But I still love it.
And also in your RV, you're constantly monitoring your water levels, your propane levels, and also your black tank levels, or in our case, the level of your cassette for our cassette toilet. And I do have to admit, embarrassingly, I have overflowed that before. So mistakes can happen that in a traditional brick and mortar home, you just don't have to worry about those types of things. And one other point too, is you're taking your home down the road. And even on highways, some of these highways can be a bit bumpy. So you're shaking and rattling all your pipes and systems while driving your home. home. And nothing like that happens obviously in a brick and mortar home. So you can expect, actually we believe, more repairs that need to get done in your RV versus a traditional brick and mortar home.
Yeah, and you know what? Moral of the story is, no matter what, $100,000+ camper van, whether it's small or a Class A, you gotta make sacrifices to make it work. Lie number 8, and I know this might be controversial for some, but you will save a lot of money buying and living in an RV. Y'all, this is not necessarily true at all, and what we find is a common misconception about RV life.
No, that's very true. The total cost of your RV and living the RV lifestyle can actually be more than living in a brick and mortar home. RV salespeople don't do a good job really, explaining all this to you. Of course, it's really not their job.
True.
But for example, you need to factor in the cost of the RV. And if you're buying a high-end RV, that can be sometimes equal to or even more than the cost of, say, a home. Right?
True.
Exactly. So it's crazy. And also the cost of RV maintenance and repairs, you need to factor that in as well, because those can be quite significant, especially once you're outside of the warranty period. Then in addition to that, you also need to factor in the rapid depreciation that your RV, your new home on wheels, will face once you drive it off the lot, which is of course the exact opposite of when you buy a brick and mortar home, which hopefully in most cases will actually appreciate.
And also the cost of RV campgrounds and parks, which have gone up significantly over the past few years, and even places that used to be free have now limited the amount of RVs that can camp there, pushing a lot of folks that are free, that enjoy the free camping, into campgrounds that they have to pay. On top of that, the rising cost of gas and fuel, it can go on and on.
Now, while we acknowledge it can be done,
It can.
for most of us, you should not head into RV life expecting a dramatic reduction in your cost of living, especially if you're buying a high-end RV.
Lie number 9. The RV lifestyle is glamorous and always full of adventure in your high-end RV. No matter how fancy your RV or camper van might be, living in one is not always glamorous and full of adventure. So before you go out and put money down on an RV, especially one that's over $100,000+, make sure the RV lifestyle is for you. We recommend going out and renting an RV. They come in different sizes and different styles. So this way it helps you find out what you like and what you really need.
And go to RV shows where you'll see just a ton of RVs and camper vans. You can actually walk through and really see what you like. Now you can't of course drive them off the lot out of the RV show, but you can walk through, take your time, and really test out what's inside and outside those RVs or camper vans.
Yeah, and you can learn from other YouTubers and people on social media, especially us. Come join us, the family. We'll always take you in that right direction, or at least we'll make you laugh. Now we have a few RV lifestyle things you have to consider, right?
That's right. And one thing is, don't expect your RV trips to ever go completely as planned.
No.
Right? You may run into some RV issues. You may run into bad weather. You need to just be flexible to realize you may have to adjust your plans, adjust your locations where you're going. And that's just part of living the RV life.
Yeah, and jumping into something else, those nice long hot showers or that bubbly bath will feel like a luxury item when you're living in the RV lifestyle, which means you, like us, we love boondocking. So quick showers and infrequent showers and maybe some baby white baths become your best friend. And just be aware, there are a lot more RVers and campers out there, which means you're gonna have to spend more time trying to find your next place to stay. Unless you're one of those that books things out a year in advance, it gets harder and harder for us RVers to find parks or place campgrounds that might be available on such a short notice. So be prepared for that.
And this can also lead to some unsettling RV overnight situations.
Yeah, if you can't find a spot to camp in, you might have to settle for something else, like a parking lot.
Right, it might be a parking lot, might be like a Walmart, things like that. And sometimes those can be a little scary situations, some sketchy areas. So you need to really be aware of that when you're planning your trip, to know if you're gonna go overnight in those places, make sure, look online, make sure those areas are safe, and also take your own safety under your own control. Make sure you're prepared to defend yourself if necessary.
Whew, and thank the Lord, we hope that never happens.
Right, and if a place doesn't feel right, move on to the next location. Quick question for you. If there are some lies or misconceptions about purchasing a high-end RV that we have not covered that you think is important, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear about them.
Hey, and if you can, consider joining us over on Patreon. We post videos that you will not see here, behind the scenes, more raw content. It's an amazing and growing group, right?
No, it's a great group. It's real community, a real kind of behind the scenes community.
Yeah, and if you can do so, we'd love to have you over there. And on that note, it is getting hot.
Yes.
It is time for us to crank up the AC and cuddle with the kitties. All right, y'all. We'll see you in the next one.